guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Melanie.
And we are J&M
Table Chats.
Today we have a few very serious topics that we want to discuss with you guys.
Daily tasks, daily routines, daily struggles, stuff like that we as parents all go through.
Some are in the form of questions, and we did want to make sure we remembered all the information we wanted to give you guys. So we have our little note cards, don't mind us. We just want to share some things that have really helped us and impacted our lives for the better, and we've seen results coming out of it. So we're gonna get started. Here's the thing. Houses don't get built in a day. If you're gonna build a house or anything you're building, it's one step at a time, one day at a time, one choice at a time. So that's pretty much what this is. It's like it may not give you immediate results or it may not help you immediately, but if you start putting little things every day, okay, maybe I should do this, or let me try using this to encourage me, or whatever, it's gonna help you in the long run get to where you wanna be.
Absolutely, I agree. How do you start your day? So, my day, as much as I would love it to be like peaches and cream and just flowy, it's not. It's not at all. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm like, oh yeah, I wake up super early and have a coffee. Nope, sure don't. I am the worst at mornings. I wish I was a morning person, but by no means am I. So my mornings are always chaotic, and no matter how early I set my alarm or how early I try to get up, it does not work for me, because the earlier I set my alarm, the more I'm like, oh, I can just snooze it longer. So there's always an excuse. I'm really, really bad at that, and I know I'm bad at that, and I hate it.
But knowing is the first thing.
I do, I know, and I try, but I still haven't accomplished.
There's nothing.
But I mean, so typically for me, my morning routine or how my day starts is alarm goes off and it gets snoozed. Alarm goes off again and it gets snoozed again. Probably about 3 times until I'm like, all right, I really got to get up and get going. So then by waking myself up, which is really bad, I scroll through my phone just to wake my eyes and my brain up, which is horrible because that's the last thing you should touch when you wake up in the morning. But that's the first thing I go to is my phone. Try to wake myself up and stay up. Then I la-di-da, get out of my bed, look at the time, and I'm like, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock. I'm supposed to leave the house at 8 o'clock. All right, here we go. Here comes the daily rush. So then
she likes a little excitement in her life.
Obviously. So then I have to go to my son's room and wake him up and come on, Adrian, we gotta go. You can't be late. Let's go, let's go. Granted, it's not his fault. It's my fault, but I'm the one getting pissed off because he's not listening to me.
It's frustrating. It is. Even if it's not, you lash out on what's around you.
Yes. So it's it is my fault, and I take full responsibility for it. But God, I hate it. So that's what it is. So it starts with me snoozing, starts with me waking up late, rushing my son, and then I'm downstairs. You hear me screaming upstairs, Adrian, let's go, hurry up, don't make me go up there. And just hearing stomping coming down the stairs with whimpering, you're like, why are you crying? There's no reason for you to be crying. Because you're rushing me and I'm barely awake, Mom, pretty much. And I know that's exactly what he's thinking, but I'm over here no, that's the last thing I'm worried about. I'm like, let's go, you can't be late, come on. So here I am, trying to get myself ready, trying to get Adrian ready, or while I'm getting ready, rushing him, Adrian, let's go brush your teeth. And he's still like a snail, and I'm like, Lord Jesus, give me patience, please. And yeah, that's literally for all that is happening within 30 minutes. Once he's dropped off, and then I can relax, which is really sad. But then my car drives me to Dunkin' Donuts, and I get a coffee.
Well, listen, we all need that extra coffee. I sometimes need 2 in the morning.
Yeah, so I go get a coffee, and from there to my job, it's about 10 minutes. So that's my time to unwind. That's legit. I'm gonna be as pure and as honest as I possibly can. And if anybody knows me, and everybody who does know me knows that I am very infamous for running behind and never on time to anything.
Oh yeah, that's me.
That's me. So that's my morning. Jessica, how's your morning? Hopefully better than mine.
Well, let me say my mornings were about the same. My mornings are about the same. The only thing that now I try to like give myself a schedule in the morning, which is annoying to start doing, but once you start doing it, you kind of like, I kind of like find that my morning's sacred now. Like, that's my time. Everyone's quiet, everybody's sleeping, nobody's bothering me. I don't have to deal with nobody. So that's the only positive side of waking up a little bit earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
I wake up at like, I've set my alarm. Ideally, I'd like to be up at 6 o'clock, but that don't always work. I snooze. I snooze till like 6:15, 6:30. But I try not to lay in the bed past 6:30. I'll get up. I listen to a motivational video. So I'll do that and make his lunch and like maybe make breakfast if I have time. But I move really slow. So I'll like make lunch, brush my teeth, etc. Whatever I do in my private time. And then from there, I glance at my little vision board, my little goals, and I try to like, for a minute, they say meditate, but I don't have time to just sit there and like go deep within myself because I'll fall asleep.
Yeah,
so
like meditate. Okay,
yeah, it says meditate. I can't meditate. But what I can do is I can glance at my goals and I'll kind of like, okay, try to envision myself in them already. Like if I want my house, or I want, you know, that good husband, or I want this, or I want the family, or I want my career goals wherever. I try to envision it like, okay, it's real, it's happening like now. And then I'll do like morning, which I just started this, so I can't act like I've been doing this for a long time. Because me waking up and having this little routine in the morning's only been like 2 weeks. But I can say I feel better, and I feel like my day's not as stressful. Because not even gonna lie, I have a little bit of a temper. So if I'm running late, I'm mad at the world, I'm angry, I'm hangry, especially if I don't get food. So like, I look at myself like a giant baby. I need to feed me, I need to pee, I need to brush my teeth. I try to take care of me first so that at least when I get him up. And the other thing I had to start doing, because I was waking him up where I'm like, okay, all he really has to do is like brush his teeth, put his clothes on, and his food is done, so he's just gotta grab it and go. So I would like leave him to wake up later, and then I would be like, oh, I have my me time from like 7 to 7:30 or 7:45, and that's cool. But then the problem with that was he was lagging, and then I was getting even more pissed off because we're still late, even though I was up early. So then a teacher told me this, so the mothers don't cut my head off for saying this, but a teacher told me like in the morning, wake him up at like 7 o'clock, because if we have to leave the house at 8:30, that's an hour and a half. But just let him watch TV. She's like, let him watch an episode. It'll stimulate, like Melanie does with her phone. The electronic stimulates your brain. It wakes you up. So he's laying down. He's cozy still, but he's like slowly waking up. Then he can eat his breakfast and etc. But then while he's doing that, I'm not stressed about him like slugging around the house in the morning, because that drives me absolutely crazy.
Lately, Adrian has been waking up before me. But you think he wakes me up?
Of course not.
No. You know what he does? He goes downstairs. He goes to his iPad. He lays in my parents' bed. He's just chilling. And mind you, I'm knocked out. I have no clue in the world that my child is out. And then I wake up. I go to his room. I'm like, where you at? I go downstairs. And there he is, casually just sitting in the bed doing nothing. Not clothed, not teeth aren't brushed. Nothing. All this time, and he's just chilling. When you are in need for encouragement, where do you look to first? I love worship music. I love it. Like, I relate to a lot of it, and I feel the happiest when I sing it. You can ask my child. He can attest to it.
We can attest to it on Snapchat, too.
For those who have me. But I do love worship music, so that helps me a lot, because I feel like just letting it all out and singing it through, and I'm just like, yes, Jesus, bless me. Let's go. But I would say that. Prayer whenever anything's going rough. Like, I mean, prayer is always a thing, but especially in the bad times, I feel like, you know, just letting it all out. So prayer definitely helps me. Scriptures, I look up a lot of like scriptures or quotes, stuff that I can relate to. That always helps me get through. And I would say, like, what Jessica sends me inspirational videos all the time. So, well, every day. So,
love you.
I love it. I watch them, but I have been recently, like, just this week, like, usually they're for me. I just watch them alone. But I've been playing them on the way. Instead of listening to Z88.3 and listening to Christian music, I would play them in the car. That way, Adrian can hear them too. And it has helped him, because he told me once last week that he had such a great day, And I'm like, oh, that's cool, good, I'm glad. And he was like, you want to know why? And I'm like, sure, why? Like, you know. And he was like, because of this morning, you know, the videos, like, believe in yourself and, you know, have courage and all that. I'm like, like, yes, proud mom moment.
These kids be listening.
Yeah, it's like, even when you think they're not paying attention, they are. Like, words of affirmation as well. And at the end, if all fails, friends and family. I mean, their advice is always great, but I feel like sometimes you have to look to a higher power to get the best results. Your friends and family can tell you stuff, but it may not always be in your favor. So it's just having judgment based on what you're being told.
And you want to seek your own wisdom and your own answers sometimes, you know?
Absolutely.
I like the motivational speakers. I like to listen to people who've been through some really intense stuff and they can attest to it. Like, stuff like that encourages me. So it's like, you know,
like transformation.
Yes.
Like,
So, like, I really love Les Brown because his story is so humble. Like, his upbringing is so humble. And the way that he chased his dreams and everything. And this, you know, those people, I admire them because if they can master self-discipline. And self-discipline, like, if you can learn to, like, train your mind and, like, learn self-discipline and self-control and things like that, then you're able to chase your goals limitlessly. Like, you don't kind of, because I catch myself making excuses a lot. So, like, I'll be like, yeah, but da-da-da-da-da. But, yeah, but I was going to do that, but da-da-da-da. So I'll have to do that later. And it's like, but no, just do it now. But it's self-discipline. It's like, I'm tired when I get home. I don't want to do that. But you have to be like, well, it has to get done. So you have no choice. So, like, I'll listen to those people, and they're very encouraging. There's one woman, I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but her story makes me cry because she was a single mom, and I'm going to come back with you guys. Maybe I'll leave it in the comments below, or not in the comments.
Subtitle type thing.
Subtitle below so that you guys can know who she is. But if I encourage everybody to listen to her story because, you know, we all say we have it bad, but then you hear stories of other people, like, you know, losing things or not being able to have things that we take for granted. And so, like, she was telling a story about, you know, how she was working, her son's father got put in prison, so she was left by herself to take care of the kid. There's no such thing as child support in that case. So she, you know, had to downsize. She went from living in a nice big house and having all these big things, and she was struggling, paying all the bills, only making enough to make the ends meet, barely making enough to make the ends meet. And so she was like, I don't want to live this life. So she downsized everything and started teaching herself self-discipline and listened. She would memorize these people's motivational speaking, and she would just tell herself, I can do this. She'd go to work all day, come home, she'd set up an office in her closet, and she'd have her baby playing on the floor with a toy, with batteries, just anything to keep the baby occupied so she could focus on her dream now. She picked up a second job, plus still went home and did her office, whatever she did in her office, to try to build her business so that she would eventually not have to work for herself. But, like, her story is amazing. Like, you really think, we complain about having to do little things, but, like, people push themselves past the limit and we wonder how they get there. So, like, those things to me encourage me. So, like, if I'm feeling down or, like, I'm, like, stressed out or I don't have, you know, I'm having a really low financial moment or whatever the case is, like, listening to those stories is very encouraging. And it kind of makes me feel like, okay, I can do it. I can push myself just a little bit more and I can get a little bit further the next day.
How do you deal with financial strain? Dun, dun, dun.